Hey man, how you doing? Listen man, it's weird times. I know it. Anyways, I hope you're doing well. Hope your family's doing well. You know, sometime we'll get back to normal or this is the new normal. So anyways, listen man, I wanted to continue with some warm-up exercises but these warm-up exercises are no joke. I'll show you what I'm talking about. They're not just like, whatever, I'm going to move my hands around. No, you're actually working on some harmonic lines that, that you'll be able to use, in anything you're doing, soloing, walking, grooving, singing, right? So anyway, so check this out. The example I want to use is a tune called Yes or No. I think sometimes it's called Yes and No. It depends on what book it is. But it's a tune by Wayne Shorter, okay, that has a bridge that's a long bridge, actually. I think it might be, let's see, it might be 32 bars. I'm not sure exactly. It's a long bridge. Each chord is 2 bars each. But anyways, what I want to get, and I want to make sure that you know what's happening, and I think you do most of the way, but this is going to be some newer stuff. So listen, man. You know as well as I do that that 251, that exists everywhere, right? On almost every tune you're going to do. If you're doing it in E flat, it'll be F minor, B flat dominant to E flat major. That's adding the sharp 11 on there. So it's kind of like this 2, F minor, B flat dominant. If you want to add a flat 9, that's the flat 9. And on the dominant, on the major chord, if you want to add a sharp 11, you can add the A. It's a little bit of a richer sound. That's a good way to look at it, I guess. But basically, the basics are this: F, B flat 7, E flat major, right? So that's what's happening. Now we went farther than that, I believe. I think we went to 3-6-2-5-1. So now, when you're in a key, I mean, so many tunes do this. Misty, There Will Never Be You, There Is Great O Love, Beautiful Love, There Will Never Be Another You. Every tune, has this kind of thing in it usually. A 3-6-2-5-1. So what's a 3-6-2-5-1? Well, we already know what a 2-5-1 is. A 3-6-2-5-1 in the key of, let's do it in E flat, because that's where the tune is actually written in most of the time, the bridge anyways. So if you have a 3, that's going to be the G minor, and then you have the 6, but the 6 we're actually going to play a dominant on. So the 6, liberally speaking, I could say it's a 6, but it's actually the 5 of the 2, right? It's the 5 of the 2. So that's why it's a dominant chord, not just a minor chord, which is diatonic, right? But now, see, the thing about with you, I hate to tell you, but you're the stuff we're working on. You're expanding now. You're learning more stuff. So I mean, you're kind of in another grade kind of thing. Anyways, the stuff we're doing is good stuff. So the 6th chord, a lot of times when we say that 3-6 is actually a dominant chord, which is the 5 of the 2, right? So in the key of E flat, F minor is the 2, right? So the dominant of the 2 is going to be a 5th above it, which is going to be the C7. All right. So now we have this 3, which is G minor, to C7, to F minor, to B flat 7, to 1 major. So it's 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Right? Now, we're gonna take it sorry about that, something's in there. We're gonna take it a little bit farther than that. It's about as far as it can go, actually. So listen, if you're in the key of E flat major, what I want you to do on your bass is I want you to arpeggiate the 4 major chord, all right? So in the key of E flat, that's going to be A flat major. So you've got this, right? So that's the 4 chord, right? 4 major chord, right? Now check this out. What I want you to do then is I want you to raise just the root. Just raise the root by a half step. So that means A flat's going to go to the A. So now when you arpeggiate that with the same other chord tones, you have a minor 7 flat 5 chord. All right? So it's still very close to the diatonic chord, which is the 4 major. But it's a different function now. It's a minor 7 flat 5 chord, right? So now you've got this, now instead of A flat C, E flat G, you've got A, C, E flat G. So minor 3rd, flat 5, flat 7. Right? Okay. So, what that chord actually is in this situation is we call it a couple different things. One thing we call it a sharp 4 minor 7 flat 5. Now that's like says it all. It's a sharp 4 minor 7 flat 5. So in the key of E flat, sharp 4 is A, and it's a minor 7 flat 5 chord. Right? But what's happening there though is that's the related 2 of the 5/7 of the 3. So now instead of just going 3 6 2 5 1, we're actually going sharp 4 minor 7 flat 5, 5/7 of 3, 3, 5/7 of 2, 2, 5 of 1 to 1. So it's a longer chord progression, but it's you're going to come across it more than you think, because if you're going to resolve to the 3 chord, the D is its dominant, right? So if we're in the key of E flat, D is actually on the 7th degree, but it's no longer anything to do with the 7th, a minor 7 flat 5. It's now the dominant of the 3. So, as I said before, I might call it different things. First, say it's a sharp, the A minor 7 flat 5 is a sharp 4 minor 7 flat 5, but it's also the related 2 of the 5/7 of 3. And I think you got this language down. We haven't spoke for a while, but if I remember the dominance of the dominance and the dominance of the other chords, you understood that. I'll just give a brief overall information of what's happening. So basically, there's a 2-5-1 in a major key. You've got the 2 minor, the 5/7. You got the 2 minor, right? 2-5-1 kind of thing. So what happens is all the other diatonic chords in the key of, well, any key, this case E flat, all the other diatonic chords also have their own dominant chord, right? Also have to think of Misty. We played Misty before, and it's actually in E flat as well. So it's like such a beautiful tune. I just love it. But anyway, so it's like it starts out on E flat, but then E flat becomes a minor chord, and then A flat is a dominant chord, right? And then it goes up to let me do that again. I actually messed that up. It's actually this. It's one major, and then the B flat becomes the 2. Then now the E flat, which was major, is now a dominant by lowering the 7. But it's now, excuse me, it's now a resolution into the A flat, which is the 4 chord. So that makes E flat 7 in the key of E flat a secondary dominant, which is the dominant of the 4. That example is for everything. You have the you have the 2 5 into the 2, 2 5 into the 3, 2 5 into the 4, 2 5 into the 5, 2 5 into the 6, but not the 7 so much. Excuse me, not the 7 so much. All right. The 7 minor 7 flat 5 chord is such a it's unstable as a chord. You know, it doesn't sound like it's resolved. I mean, besides, if you took a dominant of the 7th chord, you'd be stepping way out. So anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all have their own dominant chords. They're all a 5th above the target chord, okay? So that's what's happening, all right? I think you kind of already knew that, but that's just a brush up. So listen, for us to do the whole progression in the tune, it's the sharp 4 minor 7 flat 5, which is the related 2 of the 5 7 of 3, and then it goes to the 3, which is minor, and then it goes to the C dominant, which is the 6, which is the 6 dominant. 6 dominant is a liberal way to say it. It's really a 5 7 of the 2, but it's the 6 dominant. It's a dominant chord on the 6th degree, right? And that's the 5 of the 2, so it goes to the 2, and then that goes to the 5, then to the 1. Now, let's see how you would work something like that out, all right? Okay. Roots. You go to the key. So this particular tune, and I'll send you a. Well, you can look it up in your apps, but I'll probably send you a chart, anyways, of yes or no, so you can kind of check it out. It's a great tune. Great tune. So if you're gonna do the roots on something like that, that's what you might want to do first. So it's gonna be A, D, G, C, F, B flat, E flat. So again, 7 minor. Sharp 4 minor 7 flat 5. 5 7 of the 3. That's 3, which is a target chord. 6, which is a dominant chord. 5 of the 2. Then the 2 minor is the target chord for that, and then 5 dominant, and then the E flat. So it went through all of the. It didn't go through all the chords. Maybe it did go through all the chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Went through 7 chords. So anyways, so how do you work on this? All right, you know the drill, kind of. It's like first thing you want to do is you want to arpeggiate the chord, right? So you got on the A minor 7 flat 5, or down an octave lower, right? Minor 7 flat 5. Then to the D7, straight up dominant, right? G minor is the target for that. And then C7 is also a dominant. And then that's the 5 of the 2. Right? And then B flat dominant. To the E flat major. Right? So, sharp 4 minor 7 flat 5. 5 of the 3. 3. 5 of the 2. 2. 5 of the 1. 1. Alright? Very, very excellent stuff, right? Jazz harmony. I don't know what to say. It's just like it's still great. Maybe it'll always be great. Anyways, to my ears, anyways. So, let's do that one again. A minor 7 flat 5, which is the sharp 4 minor 7 flat 5 in E flat. D7 is the 5 of the 3. There's your 3. Then C7 is the 5 of the 2, dominant chord. Then the target is F minor. And then the 5 is going to be B flat dominant. To the root. To the 1, I mean. Okay. So what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to do that. You can sort of feel it like you're walking it. You know, walking is not arpeggios, but if you were to kind of, you know, you put the metronome on, or put the groove on, or put the tune on, you know, that might be that's very interesting. You have the app, the iReal app. You could take this chord progression and simply be able to practice it. Maybe I'll demonstrate that. Be able to practice it in all keys by just changing the key on the app. So let's hear what this sounds like. Sort of like walking, but just the arpeggios. One more time. Good. Now here's the deal. That sort of sounds like walking, but what you want to be able to do that is to be able to just play all the different what do you call them? Can't think of the word. All the different shapes, permutations. Big word for me. Permutation. 4 syllables. But anyways, you want to be able to play all the permutations of those chords. So maybe instead of, maybe you want to go ba-do, ba-da, which was flat 7, 5, root 3, ba-da-ba, and it's a different type of sound, right? Ba-ba-ba-ba. We'll do that a little higher. That's still, but now it's, or you could fool around with that and maybe start on the the root Maybe go, or on the third. Flat 3, root, flat 5, flat 7, right? We do that lower. That's not like, the stuff, when this, all this stuff that you're learning, I know you already realize this, but it's not just like academic. Some people might think it's academic, they might take it, but that's not. When I played that line, it's like, that's like a line, it's like, what do they do? That's just fooling around a little bit, man. It's pretty musical, and it's just the chord tones, really. I mean, I might have been playing a little bit more. So I encourage you to do that when you do that, okay? All right. So you get the chords down. What are the chord scales now? All right, what are the chord scales? Let's talk about that for a second. Minor 7, flat 5. You can probably figure that out already. That's going to be Locrian, right? The 5 and the 5/7 of the 3. For now, we're going to make that Spanish Phrygian. The 3 chord, which is G minor, that's going to be straight up Phrygian. So we're going to still play. I know it's going to say probably Dorian on your app, but that's okay. We're going to use the diatonic chords. So G minor. The G minor 7 chord, which is a 3 minor 7 chord, is going to be Phrygian, straight up from the key of E flat major. Then the C7, we're going to use. Listen, I'm going to bring in something that maybe we haven't gone over that much, but we're going to use the half whole on this. The reason that I use that is because in the tune. In the melody, I'm pretty sure it's an A. And that's natural 13 on a C7 chord. A is not in the key of E flat, so it's not really following the same Spanish Phrygian thing as we did on the other chord. It's actually following a 1, flat 9, sharp 9, 3, sharp 4, 5, natural 13, and then the flat 7. So it's like... And I'll get into that a little bit more. So that's the 5 of the 2 chord. The 2 chord, well, we know that's Dorian, right? So we're going to play Dorian on the F minor chord, right? And the B flat's the mixo. We know that. And on the major chord for now, we're just going to use straight up major, straight up Ionian. So, again, you want to put it on a groove and try to make it pretty continuity. You want to have some continuity to it. So maybe something like this. So again, you've got Locrian on the A, Spanish Phrygian on the D, straight up G Aeolian. Actually, my bad. I like the sound of that, but we're going to use Phrygian. So then the C7, the half hole. F, that's the 2 chord, that's the Dorian. Right? And then straight up mixo on the B flat. And then E flat major. So listen, this is getting to 25 minutes. I'm gonna stop it here so hopefully YouTube doesn't kick me off. And I'm gonna be right back. All right, man.